Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name is Seth and you are now watching Culture Crack. So today I have a somewhat strange video for you. Well, it's strange in terms of what I usually do. I have been trying to put together lists of things I actually like and appreciate to just share things that I like in the world. I know mentally I struggle with making lists and having favorites because of my own issues, which is a whole other video, which could be its own list video. List of reasons why Culture Crack struggles. On today's video, I'm going to try and provide you with my top 5 Keanu Reeves films. I'm a 90s kid and I grew up watching action movies with my dad and my older brother and stuff. So for me, main characters and movies never really had to be too much about dialogue. As a kid, you dialogue is cool, but action is what you're there for, kind of thing. So as an action hero, which we could dub him as an action hero, Keanu Reeves is one of the GOATs, right? And I'll circle back and I'll try and cover as much of my favorite, air quotations, actors that I can, right? If you know, you know. So as a guy off screen, he's actually kind of a cool dude, right? He's a bass player of all things. A bass player, do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, and his cameo in Cyberpunk, there's lots of things about Keanu Reeves that are kind of dope. You have to give it to him that he manages to pick really good roles. He's like the white Samuel Jackson. I'm joking. Keanu Reeves just manages to always somehow find himself in really great roles, and really important pivotal films. So here's my top 5 Keanu Reeves movies. Now I haven't even looked at all of the ones that I would put in there, but here's the ones that come to mind first. Number 1, The Devil's Advocate. And although Keanu Reeves gets the critique about not speaking much in his movies, he actually does quite a lot of speaking in this movie. Ironically, the whole setting and mood of this movie is really dope. With Al Pacino as well, it's a classic. I really do like that old 90s/80s aesthetic of movies. Ambitious lawyer Kevin Lomax is lured into a powerful New York law firm only to discover his boss, John Milton, is the devil, tempting him with success at a soul-shattering cost. Number 2, Johnny Mnemonic. This movie is kind of wacky, but it's also cool. It's like a futuristic apocalyptic world where he's in. In terms of aesthetic, it's very John Woo-ish, 80s Japanish. I can't really explain what I mean. You just have to see it to see it. Now, some people think this movie is kind of cheesy, but when I first watched it, I thought this was great because it fits in line with that canon of movies that make one of the biggest movies on this list possible, kind of thing. In a cyberpunk future, a data courier with a memory implant must deliver critical information within hours while evading Yakuza assassins. Number 3 on my list is John Wick, the first one. Everyone knows John Wick has become culturally impactful, so culturally impactful, I think there's a John Wick Fortnite skin. I mean, I think so, right? I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, there's actually a John Wick Fortnite skin that. Actually, I've seen that. Says everything you need to know, which is ironic because the aesthetic is literally just him with his natural hair and a suit, like in any other movie. So it's just yo, we didn't have to try too hard on his character. But John Wick is a really great film. In terms of his action, again, Keanu Reeves doesn't have to say much. He's just getting down, he's just bashing people out, you know? So just based on that, the few lines in it that he has makes it even more dope because it's this is a serious guy. When he's speaking to the Russian dude in the chop shop and he's like, you're dragging me back in, bro. I didn't want to get involved, but you're dragging me back in. I'm done with that life, right? John Wick is a great film. Legendary hitman John Wick comes out of retirement to exact revenge on crime bosses who killed his dog and stole his car. A brutal, stylish tour de force that sparked a major action franchise. Number 4 on my list is Constantine, or John Constantine. I don't know what it is about this movie, but I've always loved this movie since I was a little kid. I remember my older brother had a copy of it and I would just watch it continuously, lots of different times in life, right? And again, this came out 2005, so I was a little kid. So an interesting fact, which probably is why I kind of gravitated to this movie as a kid, is Constantine is actually a DC movie. It's loosely based off the DC character, which is Constantine, which is also a really dope character in his own universe, kind of thing. If you watch the animated movies of Constantine and you follow his story, he's really a witty English guy. Anyways, he's loosely based on that, but that movie is dark and gritty, and it's just, there's so many dope elements in it, and metaphorical stuff, philosophical questions, and as a kid watching it, what does this mean? Why is the devil pulling John Constantine down from ascending to heaven by taking the cancer out of his lungs? What? There's so many good things about this movie, psychological things to it as well. Obviously, man Wicky's in there, Wicky, if you know, man Hose is in there, right? And characters like Papa Midnight in there, playing the balance of the heaven and hell, the angels and the demons. husbands. Again, like at this point in my life, you could say I was culturally Christian, so it kind of made a lot of sense to me. But even now, as someone that doesn't really consider themselves religious or believe in anything, it's still a really powerful depiction of biblical ideas. Like, so I really like it. And a tidbit, when I was like into like studying and research and stuff, if you watch Constantine and you watch the numbers on things like the rooms, they're Bible verses, right? Anyways, Constantine's a banger. That's why it's like number 2, but on 5, right? Anyway, John Constantine, a cynic with the ability to see demons and angels, he teams up with a cop to investigate supernatural conspiracies and stave off an apocalypse. So, Zach, you know, like, need I say number 5? Like, it's so obvious. It was obvious from the minute the video began what number 5 was going to be, or at least at some point in this video. Again, I haven't really intentionally given them numbers, but just considering how much of a banger it is, you got to leave it to last, innit? There are some honorable mentions that I would like to put in, but I'm going to limit myself to these 5, right? Number 5, the 5th and final banger on this list is The Matrix, of course. Neo, the one. Like, need I say more? If you've never seen The Matrix, I don't know where you are really, like in the culture. In terms of the culture, you're lost in the sauce, my friend. You're in the Matrix metaphorically, right? I know a lot of people like taking the word Matrix and expanding it into something completely different from what it originally was intended to mean. Even the actual term Matrix, it has nothing to do with the movie, but the way it's become. And a side mention, I couldn't make this video without saying this because it would weigh on my conscience afterwards. Shout out to Sophia Stewart, because The Matrix is actually her idea from her book. She won her case, and so the facts are all out there to find out. But the original idea of The Matrix comes from Sophia Stewart. But anyways, the depiction of The Matrix is the cultural embryo of what came during the 2000s with the internet and how people view the world, even through their personal philosophies and understanding what the media is and how things affect our life. Like, there's so much messaging in The Matrix, but a movie like The Matrix really only works because it takes ideas from everywhere. Like, it takes ideas from manga, it takes ideas from philosophy, it takes ideas from the Bible. A movie like The Matrix is so nuanced and metaphorical. Even when you start looking at Zion and waking up, consider looking at it like Plato's allegory of the cave. Consider looking at it like that, and it's like, oh snap, like, is the cave The Matrix or is the cave Zion? Like, the movie is so clever in so many ways, and the deep thing is, I don't even think the makers of the movie knew what was going to happen once they completed that movie or that trilogy of movies, and even the animatrix in there is just like, see, the movie's so much of a banger, I'm just rambling, alright? So let's get to it. A computer hacker named Neo discovers that reality as he knows it is a simulated world controlled by machines. He joins a rebellion to free humanity and fulfill his destiny as the one who can change the Matrix from within. So there you have it, folks. My somewhat ultimate list of my favorite or my top 5 Keanu Reeves movies. Big up to Keanu Reeves. Man's a bassist. Don't get more chill than that. Well, it depending on what kind of genre you play, because like some bassists are proper out there. But anyways, remember to check out our Transformative Stories playlist. You might see it here, and our previous list videos on the channel. I've been Set. You've been watching Culture Crack, and I'll see you later.